Hello and welcome to Bread of Life, a daily devotional program which each week features a different area pastor. Our speaker for this week is Pastor Kerry Schmidt of Newington.
Yesterday we began talking about OffScript seasons in our lives, times when trials take us off the screenplay of our imaginations and get us into a realm that we were not expecting. OffScript times are out of our control. We read yesterday a verse that Jesus shared with his disciples as he was preparing to be crucified and leave them behind temporarily. And he said, "These things have I spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. In the world you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." We read that in John 16 and verse 33. I shared with you that I was told in 2010 I had cancer in 5 different places growing in my upper body around my lungs. Well, that doctor's appointment led to a month of tests and diagnosis, and turns out a month or so later I found out I had Hodgkin's lymphoma, which was treatable and curable. But for about 4 to 5, maybe 6 weeks there, we really didn't know if I was living or dying. We didn't know where it was all going or what God was doing. And he began to take us through about a 10 to 12-month journey of treatment, followed by about another 12-month journey of recovery that was completely off script for our family, for my ministry, for my plans in life. I learned a few things during that off-script time that I want to share with you and try to encourage you with this week. The first thing I learned is I'm not in control. I'm not sovereign. I'm relatively powerless and helpless and completely inadequate to captain my own soul. Jesus said in John 14:1 to his disciples, "Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me." In other words, when you come to a moment where you realize you're not in control, you could let your heart be troubled. But Jesus said, "Believe in me. Recognize that I am in control." Jesus is sovereign. He's good. He's God. And he said, "Believe in me. Trust in me. Faith me." You can know Jesus in your off-script time. He said in verse 27 of chapter 14, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." On and on throughout these chapters, Jesus was preparing his disciples for everything to come unraveled. All of their expectations were about to fall apart. And as they were going to face this off-script moment in their own lives, he said, "Don't lose hope. Keep your eyes on me. Know that I am going to be with you. Trust me, faith me, rest in me. I'm in control. And one day I'm going to replace your anguish for joy, and it's going to be a joy that no man can take away." He said that in verse 22 of chapter 16. "And now, therefore, ye have sorrow, but I will see you again, and your heart shall rejoice, and your joy no man taketh from you." Friend, the first thing you need to reckon in your off-script season is that you can know Jesus, and in knowing Jesus, that's all you really need to know. We want to know why. We want to wrestle for control. We want to grasp for answers. But what he calls us to do is rest in him, to trust him, to know that he is good, that he's working things for good, and that in but a short time, we're going to see the good, and we're going to rejoice with a joy that no man can take away. There are 4 basic responses to times of pain. The first is to leave. In other words, "God, get me out of this," or to run for my life. The second is to languish. That's the "God, why are you doing this to me?" prayer, just to kind of melt down in self-pity. The third is to learn, and that's noble. That's the "God, grow me through this" prayer. And the final and the best is to leverage, and that is the "God, grace me and others because of this." Don't get me out necessarily. Don't just get me through, or don't even just grow me through, but Lord, grace me and others. Let me leverage my trial to be a blessing to other people. Are you trying to leave or languish or learn? Let me encourage you to leverage your off-script time by knowing Jesus and helping others know him too.
You've been listening to Pastor Kerry Schmidt of Newington, and this has been Bread of Life, a program to encourage you from God's Word.